Education all over the world has been playing a critical role in infrastructure advancement and human capital development. And for a growing mega city like Lagos, exploring technology and to enhance the quality of teaching and learning is just one strategic way to sustain the education sector and to push its smart city and greater Lagos agenda. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeniyi. In the last 2 decades, Lagos, one of Africa's most populous cities and economic hub of Nigeria, has been on a progressive journey. It has been a bumpy ride for the center of excellence, saddled with challenges often peculiar with growing megacities. From gridlock to housing deficit and other problems tied to population explosion, Lagos has continued to push, surmounting all its adversities to emerge as an example of economic prosperity in Nigeria. For Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the strategic execution of his theme's developmental agenda is the most promising path to his greater Lagos agenda, with education and technology as a critical pillar of 21st century Lagos. In the last 2.5 years, the state has been leveraging on technology to advance the philosophy of education and research as it remains committed to its smart city vision. All its tertiary educational institutions have continued to gain required attention from the government in terms of infrastructure development and human capacity. Lagos State University, LASU, one of the state's tertiary institutions, is now ranked as the best state university and the second best citadel of learning in the country. To make the institution globally competitive, the massive infrastructure gap met by the Sanwo-Olu administration in LASU has been significantly bridged, and with Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello as the new Vice-Chancellor of the Lagos State University, is expected to become the #1 institution of higher learning in Nigeria in no time. In December last year, Lagos State signed a partnership agreement with 6 private developers to deliver 8,272 units of hostel for LASU in the next 18 months, the first of its kind in the history of the institution. Work is also near completion with the LASU Homes, a replica of Lagos Homes meant to address the accommodation needs of staff and workers of the Lagos State University. From Adeniran Ogunsanya College of Education to the Lagos State Polytechnic and Maakolo Tedola College of Primary Education, Lagos State tertiary educational institutions have remained trailblazers and the envy of other states in the country. Tokunbo Wahab is the special advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on education and one of the key players in the Lagos State education transformation agenda.
Welcome to LASUCOM.
Okay, so this is the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences.
And then, there are 14 faculties in the whole of LASU, Lagos State University.
Okay.
Of the 14, 4 of them are under the College of Medicine. So 2 of them are resident here. Then there is that of dentistry at the back, and that of clinical sciences somewhere at the back too. So this is a building gifted to them by Lagos State government.
This is the Lagos State University College of Medicine, LASUCOM, inside the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH, in Ikeja. LASUCOM has been playing a critical role in the area of education, research, and attending to health emergencies within Lagos State and beyond.
This is Professor Adewuya. He's the Provost College of Medicine, Doja. from TVC. TV. Prof, we're here at your domain.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Can we see more of all of these things?
Okay, so before we go in, so that I can, okay, you've seen this?
Yes.
Okay, so you have an idea of what is on this floor?
Yes.
So let me introduce one person. This is, you
dean.
can introduce himself?
Yeah.
Professor
I'm
Yemi.
Professor Yemiton, Brother Kayode Yemiton.
Okay.
I'm
the
the
dean
dean
of the Faculty
of Basic Clinical Sciences.
One of
the two faculties.
Yeah. Resident here.
So he's actually a landlord here. So he's actually the best person to.
Can I see the auditorium?
Yes. There's a program going on there right now, but we can just take a look.
Just have a view of it.
This is auditorium.
The National Fulbright Medical College of Nigeria, Faculty of Pediatrics are having their program in here. Also the next, if you come in now, you will see, maybe you can.
Okay.
So it's a national program, national and international program. That is very much.
And competencies which should equip them to function, especially at secondary level.
How much of technology have you introduced to education, especially in tertiary institutions? Let me just come to you on that.
As we speak, I know there's an approval to build a world-class technology hub for Lagos State University.
Okay.
The governor approved it, and the project is ongoing. The contractor had been mobilized.
Okay.
That's for technology hub for LASU. It's a world-class tech hub for Lagos State University.
LASU alone.
LASU alone. LASU.
Okay.
That's the mother campus. And the governor also seeks to replicate that across other campuses. Why are we doing this? We're also trying to see how we can put them on the pedestal for a 21st century Lagos. Now, for medical infrastructure like this, their equipments are determined. They know what they want. The labs, they know the equipment, they know the resource they want for their laboratories. It's not usually technology driven. It's just their specific equipment they have to give. And I know it's been approved also. It's a new building. So for those that are bringing them in, they're taking their time to source and supply. But everybody's been mobilized to do the right thing. Now, for also my office, you see, we're doing a lot of interventions with respect to tech and education. And it's also a deliberate approach by Mr. Governor.
The LASUCOM site scene also took us to the COVID-19 sample collection bay within the premises. At the peak of the first and second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, LASUCOM got the approval for sample collection and testing, among other complementary efforts carried out in the fight against the coronavirus.
Collection center is here. Then that's to collect your sample.
The sample.
And then inside everything here we have, and it's fully functional. What we are trying to do is to make sure, pandemic or no pandemic, medical education must go on. Medical research must go on. So we are extending the fiber optic cables all around the Ikeja to this place. So with the help of the SAE, we want to make sure that digitally, our lectures can be digital, our even surgeries can be digitally relayed to students in their hostel in order for them not to get encountered with COVID-19 virus. So, you know, we kept running, even during the COVID-19 period. We are the only medical school that was running. That was because
Interestingly, also, it's only Lagos State institutions that this shut down.
Yeah.
The governor deployed the LMS for all our tertiary, including this place, all. And it was meant to just enable them learn while other places were shutting down, and it worked.
So we
Thanks to
making
the
sure we are
government.
leveraging on technology to advance both medical education and medical research. And you can, if you, the last quotation says that we are the best medical school in Nigeria. Even if we are ranked, if this College of Medicine is ranked as a university,
Yes.
we are the 16th best university in Nigeria. That means we are better. The College of Medicine itself is better than most of the even these universities around.
The special advisor told me about the 198 renovated, redesigned, and equipped public school libraries in the state. We need to visit some.
The governor is doing so much in the education ecosystem and tech ecosystem. So much so that in 2 years, we have renovated, modernized, with tech facility, 198 public school libraries across the state, from Ekpe to Badagry to Riverine, across 198. This is irrespective of the fact that we have the traditional libraries in most of these parts of the state. he's done so much, and I will take you to one of them around this last week in Ikeja GRA. So let's go and let's come and see it.
All right.
You come in.
All right. Many thanks.
Yeah.
I really want you to share with us what Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration has done differently when it comes to library reformation and in tertiary institutions generally.
Doja, the investment, not just by word of mouth, but by cash backup, has been unprecedented. Now, let me start with the budget. The budget inherited in 2019, he upped it to 11% in 2020. In this current budget cycle, it's 12.5% on education. Now, I will now focus on tertiary. When the governor came to office, I know for a fact that the subvention for all the tertiary across the state, from Lagos State University, Lagos State College of Medicine, Lagos State Polytechnic, Adekunle College of Education, Michael Otedola College of Primary Education, Lagos State College of Health Technology, and Lagos State College of Nursing and Midwifery, they had issues with their subvention. Complaining through the years that is not enough. The governor increased it substantially, and I mean substantially. LASU went up substantially, all the other tertiaries went up substantially, so they can meet their obligations. Now, he also chose to redirect investment in all this tertiary. For instance, he moved and said there must be a collaboration to make LASU a global brand. It's not enough that we are seeing LASU become or be rated second best in the country or the first state-owned institution. There's a collaboration between LASU and one of the Ivy League's universities of the world. That's Cornell in New York. Lagos State Polytechnic is the third best. These are a result of deliberate approach and investment in education, especially tertiary. You see, the biggest legacy this governor is working on is how to up the ante. LASU, this current job application, had over almost 40,000 applicants. LASU's carrying capacity was less than 10% they could admit. Now, he said, let us move ahead and transmute Lagos Poly to University of Science and Tech. Now, let us take steps to write our investments, to justify it to our citizens, and then increase the number of people that will have access to proper university education. And to God be the glory. I thank Mr. Governor. I thank the Speaker of the House, who saw the light in it and expeditiously treated it. I can't so. Thank you so much.
Nice to have you in our school, sir.
Thanks so much. I'm glad to be here. How's everything? How are our students? Doja.
We are at the Ikeja GRA Junior and Secondary School. To the teachers, it was one of the usual unscheduled visits by the state officials.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sit down. Sit down. Enjoy yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what has the state government put in place here to make this place conducive for the students?
Part of the governor's agenda is not just give them a library, make it IT related and IT compliant. So we'll give them desktops, give them the UPS, and then the CPU for it, and then we now set up a proper library system and then still give them the regular books. Why are we doing this? We're making it to have a convergence as for the traditional library with an IT setup by the Governor Sanwo-Olu government.
Okay.
And
you have
it's for their use.
Across
198 in 2 years.
Okay.
198 in 2 years across the whole state riverine areas, in the land, Badagry, Epe, everywhere,
Ikorodu.
equally distributed whenever we're distributing it, whenever we're doing them. So nobody's left behind. And you see, you can't say people don't have a reading culture if you don't give them the enabling environment to read. And for the governor, his vision is very clear. Not just that environment, give them everything they need. So to whom much is given, it now becomes so much more will be expected. So we took up the library project. Like we have the regular libraries. Growing up, you know what it is now. You go to the library to read, you leave, you come back the next day. So, but now let us bring it closer to each school. So between the hours of 8 in the morning to when they close, they have a functional library. That library now gives you the ability to also go online, look at stuff that you don't understand. That's why we have those desktop there. And that is the way to go. That's the way for the 21st century Lagos that we're looking at. And don't forget, there's a fiber optic cabling across Lagos. So most of the schools will have a duct dropped around there. So this is what we're preparing them for the future.
In line with its Smart City initiative, Lagos State government has not just been introducing e-learning platforms, it is the education ideology and equipping public school libraries with computers. It has also been advancing computer education through its Eco Digital initiative. Our day would definitely be incomplete without a visit to one of the Eco Digital centers in the state. Herbert Macaulay Library in Yaba is our final destination.
This is our Herbert Macaulay.
This is where you also train students
Yes.
on coding.
Coding, Python.
When is the next enrollment?
It's ongoing now.
It's ongoing now.
It's ongoing and but it's also centralized. So it gives access to a lot of people to come in and do it. You can come in this way. Systems.
It is one of the centers that has been training more than 2 million primary, pre, and post-secondary school students in Lagos.
And we do have this across the state.
Computer skills like cloud computing, Python, visualization, and other programming languages are among the skills acquired by the students here.
Digital skills. That's what we have, right?
That's ongoing now as we speak. But this is a center for the ongoing programming, hybrid programming on Eco Digital. So for this, they are doing their own training now. They are doing their ongoing training. There is a training ongoing now on that Eco
Training
Digital.
is ongoing
Yes.
now. Okay, on Eco Digital.
That initiative, yes. You can come closer. This is Eco Digital. You just this is Eco Digital. This is a hybrid for those that are out of school but not yet in tertiary, but they are out of secondary school. So this is for them.
Now, I want to know your role as the SSC Governor on Education in the Lagos Smart City, because I know that virtually all ministries have one or two things
Yes.
as an input in the Lagos Smart City. So what's your role in that?
Now, education and tech stands on the third pillar of the team's agenda. So we have come to terms with the fact that to have the best of education, you must marry it with technology. And now, at the end, you have the 21st century Lagos vision. That 21st century Lagos vision also revolves around science and tech in a way. That's why the cabling, the internet cabling infrastructure being created by the governor is across the whole state. Now, you now come back to my office. My office takes care of tertiary. Well, outside tertiary, there are other elements of education that we take care of. That's one of them is the library. Under library intervention, we have this. Now, we now said we can't just wait on that rudiment of the library. Let us start adding the IT knowledge to our library input. And that's what we are doing across the state. we put the same thing across in Badagry, their library, their in Nepal, the same thing. The governor has done that. Give them IT base. So by the time you drop in the ducts at every point in time, all they do is they just plug in and they are up and going.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's compassion and solidarity with the youths was evident when he ordered the evacuation of Lagos students from the troubled area of Jos, Plateau State in August 2021. During their treacherous journey back home, the students couldn't hide their excitement and appreciation for Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for this gesture.
We want to talk. We want to cap. We want to appreciate. We want to say thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Thank you, Lagos State government.
We appreciate the Lagos State government.
Kirigosa for Lagos State government.
Bosa, Bosa, Bosa.
Kirigosa for our governor.
Bosa, Bosa, Bosa.
Take them upstairs.
We are not just being taken from us, being rescued from us. Along the line, we were provided security and hospitality. They gave us food and all the way from Jos to Lagos State, we were given maximum security. Maximum security. Good hospitality, good welfare, good security. This government get level and we no get level. Yeah. Bosa for Lagos State government. Bosa! Bosa! Bosa!
The government of Lagos State, under Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor, has the capacity, the ability to respond to any emergency at any point in time, especially when it concerns the people of Lagos and in particular our young people. And I would like to thank my colleague, Barrister Wahab Tokunbo, for this feat that we have been able to achieve to bring you guys here.
Tokunbo Wahab told me what went on behind the scenes and the fear of the safety of the students.
It was a 48-hour torture for some of us. We had to monitor them at each point because even it's not just about leaving Jos. It's about traveling that road between Jos, Abuja, from Abuja through Kogi, Kogi through Ondo linking Ekiti Osun, down to the Lagos corridor. Anything could just have gone wrong.
That was a tough decision you made and a dangerous one.
But it's about leadership, and that's why I commend Mr. Governor. But for him taking charge of it and deploying the resources through my office, maybe it would have been a different story. Dodger, it showed leadership at its best. It showed that it's about your citizens, it's about the security of their lives, even not within your own state boundaries. These are Lagosians, first and foremost. These are human beings. Life must mean something to us, and it means everything to this governor, and I thank him. We thank God, and I thank Mr. Governor for approving that. It was a major one. I thank him for approving it.
It was a major one. Thank God it didn't go wrong.
That's just God. That's just God.
Let's talk about the education, the future of education in the state. Especially, let's kick off with this administration.
Well, for me, the future is bright because we have a governor that believes in investment in human capital, not just education, even health. And like I tell everybody, it's like when you plant the Chinese bamboo tree. The first few years, it goes deeply into the earth, the soil, to be firmly rooted before it starts sprouting out with its strength and beauty. The investment Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had put into education we may not see the result in this 3, 4, 5, 6 months or 7 or 2 years, except for 1 or 2 places. But in the next cycle, by the grace of God, by next year, when the results from our primary students to secondary starts coming up, when that of our secondary to university starts coming out, and even our tertiary then we thank this governor for this great investment in human capital.
That's all we can take on Inside Lagos this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. But before we go, let me leave you with the words of Dr. Nelson Mandela. It says, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And so it is same for the Lagos State government, because education is the passport to the future here in Lagos. See you next time. I'm Adedoja. Salam. And many thanks.
Thank you,
so
Doja.
much. See you next time.
Take care. Yeah.